Hey everybody, let's do some joint mobility and then we'll do the workout here. So feet underneath your hips, in nice and tall, and start with head nods. Side to side, and jaw blade tilts. Forward glides, and head circles. Switch direction. Shoulders, roll them. And switch. Switch, alternate. And switch, keep alternating. Thoracic lifts. And glides. Arm swing. Alternating crosses. Both palms on the ceiling, shoulder screw. Make sure you keep those arms up to get the most out of these. And waist twisting. Lateral bends. Pelvic swings, forward, reverse. Hip hikes. And hula hoop, hip circles. Switch directions. Forward hinging, backward bends. Full squats. And Cossacks. Hip flexor stretch. Hamstring front leg. Other side, hip flexor. Hamstring, front leg. And quad stretch. All right, first exercise we're going to get to today is figure eight with a pause. So when you're doing your figure eight, it's a good hinge that we want to employ here. So you don't want to drop into a squat. We're going to hinge and we're going to turn into the passing hand. The passing hand is going to be behind that same side leg. So left hand behind left leg, right hand behind right leg. The bell is always going to drop right in between your feet. So we want to make sure we turn into this, make sure we get our hips back, use our obliques and our abs versus our low back with these. So employ some good breathing with these. Get some good exhales in your lockout when you get to the pause. You can add a little more attention to your upper body by pushing the handle and the ball of the kettlebell together with that exhale. 30-second figure 8 pause. It's really helpful to be in the bends of the handle as well, starting out, so that should continue throughout the whole set. Figure 8 pause, ready, and begin. Seconds. And time. Next up, we're going to hold the bell in a bottoms up position. So it's important to get your hand either into the middle of the handle. That's going to give you the best balance, but we also want to make sure that we're squeezing that handle, and specifically with the middle and the ring finger while we're balancing that kettlebell. So make sure you get your full lockout with all presses, pack your shoulder, bring the elbow all the way back down. So always remember, when you're pressing, the strength of your press is going to be dictated by the strength of your base. So keep those legs nice and strong and tight. And always start presses on your weaker side. So bottoms up press, 30 seconds. Reset, begin. And switch sides with it. Other side, begin. And it's always helpful to watch any weight that is overhead. Next on the board, we got snatches. So it's a swing, but the difference between a snatch and a swing is the line that the kettlebell takes. So with a swing, we've got an arc. With a high pull, it's more of a J. So the bottom of the J will be your backswing, and then we're going to keep that bell close to the body and up the chimney. As it's going up, we're going to physically or actively rotate the handle around the ball of the kettlebell. So what this does is rotates the handle versus the ball lumping on your forearm and over time maybe creating stress or injury. It's just the right way to do it, is rotating that handle. So right about forehead or eyesight, that's where we want to get into that rotation. So make sure we get into a good swing ready position. Snatches, ready, set, begin. 10 seconds here. And switch sides. Begin. Ten seconds. Last rep. And time. After snatches, we're going to do a Cossack to a lunge. So take your time on these, especially if you haven't done them before. It's really going to challenge the flexibility in your hips. So what we're going to do is get to a nice wide leg stance. You're going to shift into your Cossack, and then when we get to the bottom, we're going to pivot on both feet. into a side lunge position, okay? Tap the back knee, stretch out the hip flexor, lock this back leg out, open up the hip, toes up, we're back into our Cossack, and then we're gonna shift on to the other side. Pivot, both feet, low lunge position, tap the knee, stand up, open up that hip, toe up, shift to the other side. Believe it or not, adding weight to this makes it a little bit easier. It makes it easier to get into your Cossack and to kind of shift around down there and open up the hips. So, handle down, ball the kettlebell up, Cossack to low lunge. Ready, set, begin. One more each side. And back to center to finish up. And time. After our lunges, we're going to go to a ballistic row. So if you can imagine that you're standing over a rope and you're pulling that rope. So we really want to make sure we're using our abdominals, we're using our back muscles here. We're going to pull this bell up, okay? We're going to switch hands at the top, and then that bell is going to pull you down. So make sure we don't put our low back into this. Make sure we put the brakes on with the lat, the obliques, the glutes, and catch that bell on those muscles. Bring it up, switch hands at the top, and then lower it under control and safely. Nice wide stance, push the knees out. Ballistic rows, 30 seconds. Begin. Time after our rows, alternating push-ups. So this will be ballistic in nature as well. So we're going to try to do a plyo switch. So one hand's on the ball, one hand's on the mat, and we're going to explosively push up, switch sides. So your last push is going to be the hand that's on the ball of the kettlebell, because that's a little bit higher than the hand that's on the mat. So make sure we keep our legs tight. I'd suggest keeping your feet about hips width or a little wider on these. You can get a little hip lift to help with your plyo switch. And if you're not comfortable with those, just walk them side to side and just make sure you're doing good push-ups. 30-second alternating push-up, ready, and begin. Push-ups, we'll go to a forearm low plank position, and we'll do alternating knee outs. So your knee's going to come up towards the elbow, but we really want to focus on lifting that knee up when we bring it forward. So low plank, alternating knee outs, ready, set, and begin. Hot potato will be the next exercise. So much like our pressing, the hot potato, the strength of the hot potato will be dictated by the base that we hold. So legs need to be nice and strong with these. So It's really common. I see people want to assist with their knees. We want our quads locked out to the point where it feels like you're picking up on your kneecaps or your quads are so tight. Glutes stay locked out. So this is our hot potato base. We're pushing and catching. The ball of the kettlebell can come out a little bit. The handle will be inside your forearm and wrist here, and then we're going to accelerate it up. Get as much height as you're comfortable doing. Catch the ball of the kettlebell and decelerate it into another rep. So we're going to inhale down, exhale through your pass, inhale lower, exhale pass. 30 seconds. Hot potato ready, and begin. And time. 2 more exercises. Crush grip, curl it, and press it. So just like it sounds, crush the ball of the kettlebell, curl it, press it out overhead. Just watch yourself going overhead. You don't want the bell to slip out. Handle can be forward or facing you. You get a little more bicep the farther your triceps lift away from your body when you curl it. Curl and press. Ready, set, begin. One more. Last exercise we're going to do is a front lever. It may be new to you, but it's an exercise we used to do a lot of. It's kind of uncomfortable in the hands and wrists, but hey, it's worth doing. So it's really going to work your lat muscles, your back, pretty much your whole torso. So it involves getting the handle forward, putting the first 2 fingers on each hand inside the handle. The ball of the kettlebell is going to sit on the wrists. We're going to go overhead, and then without bending the elbows, we're lowering this down. So we've got to put a lot of attention to the lats, the glutes, the abs. Everything in your body pretty much has to tighten up as you lower this bell to about chin level, and then we're going to take it back up overhead. So it's just a controlled, tense lowering, and then take it back up under control. So first 2 fingers on each hand are going to go inside the bell like so. We're going to lower it down and get going here. The last one, front lever, and begin. Pack those shoulders. Bonus if you can hold it. 6 seconds here. Hold it out.